wall in my sewing room that as soon as I walk in, that is the first thing that I see. And I thought I would jazz it up a bit with a design wall. And I found these really cool, they're called acoustical panels, and these are beveled on one side and has a sharp corner well, not sharp, you're not going to cut yourself on it, but more of a corner on the back side. So you know which is the front and which is the back. These are just the colors that I chose, but look at all the pretty colors that are out there. Yeah, they're amazing. And they actually cut fairly easily. I use a little, what do you call it, box cutter. This is the pattern that I chose. I've always loved stars. So these are 12 by 12. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6 times 12. What is that? 72 by 72. This is going to be a good size design wall. Pins stick in this pretty well. Let me get a couple of pins over here. See? I have tested this, when I'm doing a quilt design, and I'm just mocking things up, it'll hold on to the gray better than it will the green or the teal color. It's just, this one is a little fuzzier, but not so much that it's going to overpower this one. It just has more gripping power. This one is just, you could tell that, the pigment of the dye is, holding the fuzz together better. I've got a couple of these done already. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically it is just like half square triangles, but on a much bigger scale with instead of using fabric, you're using acoustical tiles. So this is how it starts. And if you cut them in half on the diagonal and then put it together with a gray, you have a half square triangle. So let me show you how this works. Okay, so what you do is, I always start on the back, just because if you do it this way, you might end up with some chips and things like that. You need to hold your blade like straight up and down. If you go sideways in any way, it's gonna show up in the final cut. So I want 28 half square triangles to make this happen, okay? Now, the best thing for you to do is, I have an old piece of scrap lumber because I don't want to gow up my cutting table, because this is unforgiving. So you don't have to draw a line. I'll draw a line just for the sake of the camera. I have my handy dandy regular cutting tool, my cutting ruler for yardage. I go corner to corner, okay, so you can see what I'm doing. But I don't really follow that line. What I do is I follow the line of this, because if I try to follow that line, it'll be all kind of wonky. And then I just start scoring one after the other. Eventually, it'll pop through on the other side. That's why you have a piece of scrap lumber underneath it. You can, at this point, I've tried to break, just, like pull it, just once I get it scored, I try to break it. This is pretty strong stuff. It cuts easy enough, but it's just quicker for me to do it this way instead of breaking it once I score it and then having to clean that up, because it gets kind of fuzzy on the other side. Yeah, it's always the corners that have to be goofy. Okay, so see how fast that was? You're gonna need to do this 20, let me see, 54 times, because you're going to need to do 28 of the gray and 28 of the teal. Okay, you get the idea. So let me show you what I have so far. Oh, and then blade safety, always close it. You just never know when a grandchild or a kidlin is going to come along and pick that up and use it to do some sword playing with. Okay, so let's go back to our original design. Bam. And I've already got some laid out here. So we're going to go make sure that the bevel is up, and this is going to be the back. It's this is going to be held onto the wall using sticky tape, two-way sticky tape. So you're going to just put a piece here, here, and here. I don't know. I'll probably put one in the middle too. Don't worry about fuzz. You could probably cut that off with a pair of scissors. Okay, don't put me in prison. This is, I know these are my fabric scissors, but that's what I have available right now. So we're going to do this one here, and it's going to be size huge. Okay. And it's just like building a quilt at this point. Move this out of the way. And the bevel is, I love these kind of puzzles. So much fun. This is like an adult-sized puzzle. How many of you have the hardest time figuring out, you always turn it the wrong way, and you have to keep turning it until you get it right? So there you go. That is, look how big this one is. Let me get my, that's just the center of the star, okay? So for fun, that's almost, well, it's 24 inches by 24 inches. That is already size huge. When you keep building onto this, it is going to be, it's going to be a good size design wall. But this is, I've always loved stars, and this is going to be the first thing that I see. I'm going to have a quilt on this most of the time because I do a lot of custom legacy quilts, and so it's just going to be fun to always have something on the wall instead of having that blank white wall. So why did I choose the gray and not white? Is because you have to consider the color of your wall. If your wall is kind of an off-white or a white or something like that, you're going to lose this. Visually, you're going to lose it. If you have a colored wall, like a green or a blue wall or something kind of like that, this is all, I mean, look at all the colors you can choose from. You could use maybe the dark color. Let's flip this around and see what it looks like with the dark on the outside. So you can do it this way. And I have doodled this out to where it's the white on the inside. I've got some ideas, but I just wanted to order something and get it done, because you know how it is. You have an idea and you just want to get her done. So that's what it looks like, but in mirror image, you know, reverse image. But you have all these colors to choose from, and there's other acoustical panel companies out there to choose from that have even more colors to choose from. So yeah, I hope that you guys give this a try. I'll take pictures of it and show you kind of how we put this together. And I'll let you know how it goes. Enjoy your day of quilting, my friends. We'll talk to you later. Bye.